Hello, hello.
Hey, yeah, what's up?
Good stuff, man.
Uh,
The audio's okay for me?
yeah,
All right,
sounds
man.
really clear. Oh, damn, this looks really cool.
No, I'm
What am I looking
yeah.
at?
You never seen anything like this before? Like, have you done some? You say you've done a little bit of trading before. How would you do like sort of describe it? You could.
So I've seen images, right? Like I've been part of groups that are doing like forex trading. That's as
Right.
far as my trading experience goes. And I see
Gotcha.
pictures like this on there from people sending it.
Yeah.
But you know how on forex you have to copy and paste the little bids?
Oh, there's like the signal. So like you've done that. You've traded somebody else's signals. You would say.
Yes, there you
Got.
go. I traded somebody else's signals.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
And so my dream, like back then, was always to get to like, how do you know the signals? Like
Yes,
I
mate. Yeah.
saw I saw the money on MetaTrader, and I would see the money that I made. I actually till this day have like what $64 that I made when I started trading $20 with a mentor back in the day. But
Perfect.
I never learned that the signals, and then I had to pay to remain getting the signals, and so I was like, I'm making a little bit of money, but I'm spending more than I'm really making back. So I kind of stopped.
Gotcha.
And they weren't trying to teach me this. Is this what you're teaching here or not?
Yeah, I would imagine, brother, that I'm trying to teach you how to create your own signals, if that makes sense.
Oh, cool.
Like it would be honestly, you would like these signals are you always going to be attacked unless you're receiving your signals from like a pure degenerate gambler. Then these are all people who are trading like a rigid system that they've studied and created themselves. That's kind of what I hope to give you, which is just essentially just a set of rules that you follow emotionlessly and just let it play out. Let the long-term probability play out.
Hmm.
Right. So does that kind of make sense so far? So we're just going to use an understanding to create a load of rules for you that you can follow, and they're going to help you press the button that says buy or sell. And fingers crossed, man, over a long time, you'll make some money.
Gotcha. Yeah,
Right.
I'm definitely down.
All right, man. Good stuff. So I guess when it comes to like mentors, when it comes to these mentors and you said that you had one, but he was only really sharing signals. It's like I feel like there's two types of traders, and again, don't necessarily just believe everything I say. I want you to be able to open TradingView yourself and see it for yourself. Are you going to trade forex or do you have something else? Because listen, this works on anything that you want to trade. You might be into crypto a little bit more. You might be into foreign exchanges moves a lot more. You probably get more opportunities more frequently. But if I don't know if you trade something else, or you have an idea to trade something else.
No, so
All right, man, good stuff. So we'll trade British pound against the US dollar. For me, this is like one of the most popular ones, and what we want in this for this system to work is something that is popular, something that is going to be traded by a lot of people because there are, I believe anyway, this is kind of maybe my own theory, but there's two sets of traders. There are two sets of like sort of retail traders. There are retail traders who are on the wrong side of the market, who are trying to predict market direction. Like they're in a place. Can you see my screen right now and see my mouse?
yeah, yeah, definitely.
So they're in a place like this, right at the bottom. I can maybe use a little, and they're trying to predict the next move. So they basically think, oh, I think the market's going to go up, and I'm just going to try to ride it. There's traders that do that, and there's also traders who, like myself, I consider myself one of these traders who understand what they are seeing and why they think it's a good trade, but it's not a good trade, and I almost like trade against them.
Hmm.
Does that make sense? I'm hoping.
So you trade
So
against them
So
and
basically, yes. So you what I mean, there's a concept of smart money and dumb money which gets floated around quite a lot. I don't necessarily like the term myself, but each one of these candles right here to another trader sitting, whether he's on a little laptop or whether he's trading a massive amount of capital, they're looking at these candles and using them to predict overall direction. They're looking to get in like this is an indicator right here. This indicates that price is probably heading down. A lot of volume, a lot of volume, not a lot of pushback. So people would be thinking that I can make money by trading a candle that looks just like this, and they would press buy or sell. And have you ever seen anything like this? You know what this is?
no, not at
Just
all.
oh yikes. Okay, so this is just like a stop loss tool. So basically, if the more price goes in the blue, the more money we
Mhm.
make. If it goes past this line right here, we're out of the trade and we just lost. We put it down as a loss. Make sense?
So you can only go up and down.
So it can only go up and down.
Before
Yes.
you.
Oh yeah, just up and down. That's all the market is ever going to do. Price is just going up or down. I mean, some people will say it moves sideways, like right here, for example. You might say it moves sideways, but if you go down to like a 15-minute time frame, each of these, that's a lot. That's the same chart right there. So price is always going up and down on some sort of time frame. But yes, for sure.
Mhm.
But so this is again the what I hope that you get out of this right here is how to place yourself on the correct side of the market. So again, we're not looking to predict market direction. What we're looking to do is if I can just maybe show you this right here. Um, go back. So let's get rid of all of this. So if we're at a position like this,
Mhm.
and again, this is why it helps if you have a little bit of experience reading charts because this right here to you might just look like a bunch of squiggly lines, but to other people, it kind of looks like price is trying to go up, and then it met this point right here, and then there was rejection. That means a lot of sellers came in, and when it tries again and loses again, this is a big indicator to people that price is probably not going to go any higher, which means price can only go one direction. Yes.
Yeah.
If it's not going to go higher, it's only going to go lower. So they would sell this right here, and they would have no reason to think that this level is going to get broken. So they put their stop loss, and they want to make a lot of money as well. So if you, for example, were to put your stop loss right here, you wouldn't make an awful lot of money. But the tighter you can make it, then that is sort of a chance for you to make what we call RR, risk reward. You would make a little bit more. So
Mhm.
so if you just had a look right here, so if I have the tightest stop loss possible, which is at the top of this candle. So I don't think the price is going to go any higher than this before it goes lower. Then I would put it right here. But as you can see, so I'd make if I risked $50, I would make 200 on this, right? Because it's times four. But even if I just wanted to protect my account a little bit more and give it some wiggle room, you see how it goes down quite a lot. Now
Mhm.
I'm only making 2.75 times my risk. So people who trade the signals that I am trading against, they're usually the more greedy people, more impatient people who are not necessarily willing to wait for the market and want to make money quickly, essentially. So what I am trying to do and what my system does and how I operate is that when I know that people have got in this candle, and there's more metrics for me to understand than just just reading that it hit it, failed, hit it again, and failed again. There's a lot
Mhm.
more that we can go through at a later date. And I hope, honestly, man, if you kind of get interested in this, if I maybe spark that bug in you, you might just go and look at some technical analysis videos just to get a little bit of a broader understanding. Because there's a lot going on, and there's a lot of different people that perceive the market very, very differently, So it's always good to know what everybody else is doing so you can
Mhm.
trade against them essentially.
Yeah,
Yes,
definitely.
yes,
This looks
because
really interesting.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So basically, what happens is when I see this, instead of trying to get in on that sort of action, that is just kind of phase one. So I have no interest in getting in a trade that looks like this. But what I do know is that a lot of people are in it. So right here, there is money. So I usually target this. So there's money at this area. I'm not interested in predicting market direction. All I want is the money that is waiting for me at this level right here. So all we do basically is wait, and when price gets to a certain point, you'll start to see that these people didn't make an awful lot of money, even if they got like again, we'll go for the best case scenario where these are the greediest people, and they made 2.2 times their own risk so far. That's the most they would have made. But again, because this game is very much psychological, I mean, I don't know if you've heard that like presented before, but what I'm really saying is that like you think of it, this is actually your money in here fluctuating. And like you might be hitting some sort of euphoria right here. You might be like, geez, my trade's working. This is gonna go. I'm gonna make so much money on this. Then it starts coming up, and you maybe start panicking a little bit. So then we're maybe in the clear right here. Again, we've got a bit more of a up and down, maybe just messing with your emotions. At this point right here, you might be feeling pretty good,
Mm.
which is exactly about the time the price decides to start turning around when you feel safe. This is where it starts turning around. And then eventually we made our money because price hit that trade that we originally looked at. So I
Wow.
guess the most important thing that I can hopefully give you, and this is I hope you're okay, man. I didn't ask you beforehand, but just our voices and this screen, I am recording it just so I can make it available to you so you can watch this again if you need to, and maybe do this side by side with you looking at your own charts, for example, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. I like right now, I feel like out of what you're telling me, I'm definitely starting to grab a very simple understanding out of it.
Oh yes, bro, and it all is, and a lot of people as well, because I only know this because I've done it. I studied every single concept, every single trading concept. There's things like maybe you might have heard these words before: support and resistance, trend lines, supply and demand, Fibonacci's, indicators. All there's so many different ways to read this market, and so as you like, some people's charts are like full with indicators and histograms and all this stuff, and that giving them signals to buy or sell. But I am just with my own brain, just watching these things and seeing how they react. This is kind of the easiest way that I could figure it out. I never made money following anybody's direction, but
Mhm.
because I guess for example, if I was trading support and resistance, this would be a trade that I would take. So it hits resistance, goes down. We don't trust the first one, but if it does it again, we'll get in. So this is a great signal for somebody who trades support and resistance. But as we mentioned, they're not only going to not make money, but they're also going to be messed with psychologically because their money is going to be fluctuating. And then when they think they're in the clear, price is going to go back up on them and they're going to lose their money.
So the brown ones are people who are like selling, and the yellow ones are
Oh,
people who are buying.
yes, yeah. So you can change these colors to any that you want. Would you prefer that I change them to like green and red, or okay, so orange means price is going up, black means price is going down.
Okay. And so like when prices are going up, there's people who are like what, betting the prices are gonna go down?
I mean, at all. So this is each one of these candles right here equals 24 hours of data. So you see right here, this is a 1 day time frame. So
Mm-hmm.
24 hours of data in this one, in this one, in this one, and in every single one of them. It's not necessarily the ones you have to trade. I know you say you work full time, and so this might be a good spot for you to watch and just do this. You don't have to be spending hours and hours at the charts. You can just kind of let the trade come to you. But
Mm-hmm.
if you're one of those people like myself who want to get in there and try to make money every day or every couple of days, then you can do the same thing on a lot. So now each one of these is a 4 hour period of data. So right, and you can go all the way down to 1 minute if you want to. So this is all like 1 minute's worth of data. So it's all the same, and price is doing the same thing on every time frame. So this is why it's not, I wouldn't say it's definitely not easy to make money, but it's easy to know where your money is, if that makes sense. So instead of trying to hope for the best that this goes down and we can follow it all the way down to wherever, it's better to know that, oh, there's a lot of money in this trade right here. A lot of people would have bought or sold that candle. So we're going to go up here, and when it crosses this line, we take their money. Overall concept sort of understood. Is there any,
Sort of
is there any like sort of blaring questions that are just coming out at you like that you just got no idea what I'm saying, or
so I'm understanding the basic things. What I don't really understand is the line graph, and when do you make money? Why do you make money when you surpass that little line?
oh, okay, that's a good point, I don't, what do you mean by the line? Do you mean like this thing right here?
Uh-huh.
So
So you put the
this is just an indicator of this price right here. So this will probably come second, but what happens is price when price does this, like this trade right here, this
mhm. Price is going down at that point, right?
yes, for sure. But again, I don't care too much about price direction, about whether it's going down. I just care where are all the traders? Where is their trade where's the active trade right now on this time frame? The active trade at
Mhm.
that point was this one. So what happens is, although I told you that your emotions might be going all over the place, kind of reading this, thinking, oh, it might be going back up, it might be going down, it might be going up. If you don't have the ability to leave it, that can really mess with your mind. But price
Mhm.
actually has consistent and reliable characteristics that it shows before it makes the turn back up here. So our aim is to get in somewhere around here as close as we can to this point and ride it back to our target.
Mm,
Does that make sense? Does that help? Does that help with your sort of question about how we make money at this line right here?
yeah.
Right. Because the people who are in this trade right here, they get taken out of the market. Their trade is done as soon as we
Mhm.
cross this line.
And so you enter at that line and then
No,
you
no, no,
hope
no,
to.
no, no, no. We don't enter. No, we enter and target the line. So we're hoping to be in this whole thing right here. We're hoping. Let me try and get this. It's not a good line. We're hoping to be in this move right here. So we let this happen. Price will start showing its characteristics that I can tell you probably at a later date, just before I think the overall concept is probably the most important part for us right here.
Mhm.
But price will have consistent characteristics. Not when I say consistent, they don't happen every time, but there is consistent characteristics that happen that allow you to profit on this move that rides back to their trade.
Mm.
Right. How are we so far? Is there anything again clearly like not understanding it? Like I said, the most important thing is concept that you understand that you're not necessarily trying to predict that the market is going down. You are just looking for trades to target. You're looking for your money basically in the market. Your money belongs to, I don't want to call them dumb traders, or let's call them like inexperienced traders.
So you kind of like just look for the consistency, and that's when you decide to buy in into a trade.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Everything about a system that you will create will have
Hmm.
at its core consistency. Everything has to be consistent about the market conditions that allow you to get in a trade. The more inconsistent you are, and the more you sort of, that's kind of okay, and that kind of looks like what I thought it is, I need it to be, or this, oh, I'm going to miss out on a really big trade right here. Those are the type of like the psychological battles that you will sort of go through yourself, and you will understand that I just need to have rules and I need to freaking stick to them. The more I veer
Hmm.
away from them, the more money I'm going to lose. This is why it's important to me to really get this across to you, man, because I imagine that I'm going to tell you stuff that one day you're probably going to spend some money on. So I want to make sure that I'm giving you what I can right now.
Yeah. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. I mean,
For sure, man. Yeah, and again, just full disclosure, I'm not just kind of doing this because I'm a saint or whatever. I am, like I said, recording this, and I'm trying to collect as much data as I can. And speaking of somebody like yourself, is going to help me out quite a bit because, like I said, you're an absolute beginner. So if I can get somebody who's an absolute beginner to a point where they're making money in this market, I feel like I can structure something and probably sell an understanding and just create another stream for myself.
and based on the way you're speaking, you sound like literally a professor on this, and
No
like
way, bro. That's a
m-
clip for Instagram that I've got to use, unfortunately.
like right now you're giving me all of this words and use of like everything that right now I'm just writing down my notes as to what I gotta search for to have like a way better understanding, like a more deeper understanding. Because to
Yeah,
me, it's like
and
you're
again,
you're very advanced, and I'm like right here, and I'm like, wait, but I'm writing down the questions that I have.
for sure, man, that's perfect for me. The more you can get me talking, the more questions that you can ask, it just saves me from just honestly just spewing a load of stuff that you don't understand. So, but like I said,
Absolutely.
it's going to be important as well that you do gain an understanding of so this right here, like of technical analysis, which is like this is a perfect example right here, and a trade I'm currently looking to capitalize on. It's if you see this moment, this the kind of stuff right here, like I spoke to you before about that sort of resistance line that you can see where you can see that price is following a certain trend right here, right? It comes here, hits this line, it hit it again, it hit it again. So after about two or three of those, like here it was two, right? We looked at two hits,
Mhm.
and that's enough for me to get in a trade. Like this one just keeps showing you signals that it's going up. So
And
the trade that I'm currently targeting right now is
mhm.
is this one. So this is a trade that I think I'm going to show you the candle again. This is one I think people would have been in. So they've seen enough rejection at this area. They've looked at it, almost break it and come back and then show a lot of strength. So the bigger the candle, I mean, I'm sure I don't have to explain that in full detail, but if it's a big candle, it's a big indicator of where the market's going. If it's a small candle with like a lot of little skinny wicks at the top, it ain't that strong and nobody's going to be buying it. People buy these big, beautiful ones they kind of steer away from the ones that look more indecisive,
Mm,
right?
gotcha. You see, this one just gave me a lot of insight.
Oh, yeah, I hope it all
So,
sticks, man. I really
so
do hope it all
when to
sticks, but
buy?
I do hope it sticks,
Yeah.
and I'm going to give you access to this video as well, just in case you need to watch it again. But speaking more on that, like even these guys right here, they've not made an awful lot of money on this, and they've been messed with, and now they're going back up. So they right now, you'd imagine that these guys are feeling pretty good about themselves. And this is for me exactly the time where we start heading down. So this is what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for the trade where we start heading down, which is this is where we are present day. So we've started to see a little bit of this. So, hopefully we can start riding down here. But I haven't seen my specific entry that I use hasn't really been shown on this just yet. So, but again, that's just maybe one example right here, which I gave you. This is an example that we are currently still trying to set up. So my target, the money, is right here. Oh, the money is right here. This is the money that I'm taking, or I'm trying to take.
Because you feel like it's gonna go down.
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel like it's going to go down necessarily because I mean, I just cannot. You can't predict where the market's going to go. It's going to go where it wants to go, but this is my system playing itself out. So my system would suggest that it has the potential to go right here. So if I have potential plus some consistent market characteristics that I stick to, and I'm disciplined with them, and I'm consistent with those, then I have every chance to make money on this move if that is going to happen. If it doesn't happen, I'm only going to lose 1% or whatever, however much I'm deciding to risk. I mean, even that part is consistent. You kind of risk the same amount on every trade. So you stand to
Yeah.
kind of make not the same amount, but at least within the same ballpark every time. So yeah, man, I think the one thing I can tell you from whether it's your psychology of how you read the market, how you approach it, and the market characteristics that you use to trade it, plus your risk management plan of how you're actually managing the money in this, everything has to be as consistent as you can. I mean, again, that's only for me. Some people are like cowboys, bro. Some people will just do this for 20 minutes and they'll bang 10 grand in it and they'll make 100 and they'll be cool for the next 5 years or whatever. And they just made that off of not much of understanding, but maybe a little bit more bravery than I have.
So Ben, so right now, right here,
Yep.
that's your system. If that brown line hits a little bit past your
You talking about are you talking about this one?
yeah, but I'm talking about the one like the graph. You see the one going up and down? That little
This guy?
yeah. So that brown line, right?
Um
If
sorry,
if that little brown candle, sorry, the little brown candle, that's what
yeah.
you call it.
Yeah,
If
I mean
that
these
one,
there's the black. Sorry, man. There's black ones for me. I don't know. Maybe the screen's a little bit. There's black ones and there's orange ones. So I just do you mean the orange ones for brown? Because I feel like
they look
I can
they look
mistake.
brown and yellow to me on my screen.
They
Maybe
look
I'm colorblind.
they look brown and yellow.
To me, maybe
All
I'm
right, okay.
colorblind.
Which color am I hovering over right now?
That one looks brown.
Okay, so if this one's brown, then the black one is brown. Yeah. So you call
Yeah,
them the brown one. I'll perceive it as a black one. So we're talking
yeah.
about this candle right here.
So in your system, you already have a sign with a little line with the dollar sign. If that brown candle goes below that line on the lower side, remember where you showed me where you said that you perceive that your system perceives is where the market's going to go?
Yes. So right here.
Yes. So let's
So
say
what?
that one of those brown lines, the market comes down to this line and it goes right a little bit below your line. That's when you make money.
No. So this is because I have no idea what's going to happen after this. I have no idea. So it's safer. You can, bro. You can take off your risk and you can hope that it goes even further. But I remove all profits at here. I remove most of. There's definitely different ways you can get creative with it. Like you can take half of your money off and then see what happens and ride it down if you believe it's going down further. But I've always just found it safer that there's my target. That's where I'm taking my money.
Mm. Okay, but like, so this is what I'm not understanding. So when do you know that you've made money or that you have not made money?
When will I know that I've made money and not made money?
Uh-huh.
So let's just, for example, say that I
Hmm.
sold this area. Let's just say I sold this candle. I wouldn't do it, and you'll know why later. But I will know that I have not made money
Hmm.
when price goes past this right here, this area. So
Oh.
I will open a different app and I will place a trade and I will place the numbers in, those signal numbers that you were talking about, you would receive and place them into
Hmm.
MetaTrader 4. So as that would be the stop loss, the signal for the stop loss. So as soon as price hits this line, this price right here, I'm out of the trade. As
Oh.
soon as price goes here, I'm cool. While it's messing around in between, I'm like I still haven't made anything as because I've not really made anything until you've cashed out your profits. You might I don't know, you might be taking your wife out for dinner and you might want to get out in the middle. You might just want to secure your money and you don't want to mess around anymore because it's been taken forever. Or again, you can wait and just till your target is met or not met.
Interesting.
Right. So again, and this is two trade opportunities right here that we're seeing in how many? This is 189 days, which is not a lot of opportunities if you look at. So this is why this is easier to show you on this time frame because it's so reliable because these are the daily fluctuations which are they're a little bit less volatile, a little bit more predictable than the lower time frames because that's where a lot more traders are getting involved. So there's a lot more opportunities to take money and lose money, obviously. So the best thing, I guess, in terms of the time frame that you decide to trade, higher, more predictable, and probably a little bit safer. But the lower you get, so as you go down to the 4 hour charts, you start to see the same thing. So this might have been a candle. You see this brown one right here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So this might be one right here. And as you can see, price did its characteristics and it came back. Make sense? So this is where the money is. It's not to predict that the market's going to go down here. It's to that whoever bought this trade is going to lose, and we're going to take their money.
So. Hmm.
Take your time, and just ask any questions you need there.
I'm sorry. I feel like very literate because this is like so advanced, but
Honestly, man, I feel like it's not right. I feel like although it is advanced because it's like you're going straight to an actual way to make a profitable system. What you've actually missed out on, bro, is like a shit ton of losing, like and learning because you're trading the wrong concept and you're trying to predict market direction. Promise you, like this is people spend years in this spot. People spend years in the spot of trying to understand why they're not winning trades and why they keep getting stopped out. Why does it keep looking like it's going my way only to turn around and take my money from me? And it's just because they're
mhm.
on the wrong side of the market, man. So it although it is advanced, it's also extremely simple. And you've just kind of skipped a lot of steps, I feel. So fair play to you.
Um, mm,
All
yeah, I
right.
definitely I'm gonna start searching YouTube videos tonight.
Yes, and yeah, that's
As homework
I
so
would
that like
absolutely recommend that, man. Yes, I like just learn about as much technical analysis as you can, and it's not because you definitely need it to trade, but you need it to understand what looks like a good trade to somebody else,
yeah, definitely.
right? So
Because
that yeah, as long as we approach it and approach our education with that sort of perspective, that you're looking for dumb money, bro. I mean, I don't have any other way to say it. That you're looking for impatient, money, greedy people, and we're just taking their money and just delivering all these lessons until they figure it out.
what I want to do is get get a little more like educated on the basics of this and then
Yep.
continue to work with you because I you're like really good at this.
I
And
appreciate that. I appreciate that. I mean, I spent a lot of time, man, and I was getting my ass kicked for like a year. So this is the way for me. So hopefully it's the way for somebody else. But I mean, listen, man, like there's so many different people out there who have the same screens, and they have a brain of themselves. So this candle might mean something else completely. This candle might mean something. Everything is perceived by the individual. This is why this is so cool. This is why, because there's so many different ways you can make money. This is just my way of doing it. And I feel like it's quite easy to teach as well, so I don't mind using this as a potential to create another stream of income a little bit later down the line.
Is this all you do? You only
No,
trade?
no, bro. I work with competitive soccer teams and soccer players, and I do this on the side just because I can fund that as well. So I'm not
Nice.
yeah, I don't make the craziest money that you'll ever see from doing this, but like the most important part is to use this sort of skill to set me and my family up for the future, man. I don't really care too much about spending the stuff that I make here. I've got my little call it a quote unquote job, but it doesn't feel like a job, man. I'm working with kids in the sunshine every day, and man, yeah, it's pretty good.
I feel you. Would you say that this makes you more money than
Oh yeah,
MetaTrader?
100, yeah, yeah. This 100% is it makes you. This could make honestly, man. You write down a number that you want to make on this, and it's absolutely possible, right? You can make it per month, per year, per day, whatever. But it's all dependent on how much you're willing to risk at the end of the day. And I'm just not willing to. I don't need to risk an awful lot, man. I'm just like doing this for a little bit of fun. And when I am ready, and when I have had enough time collecting data on this system, then yeah, man, I'm gonna start adding some more zeros to my trades, and just yeah, hopefully reaping the benefits, man. Unless everything changes, which I hope it doesn't.
Yeah, definitely. And like that's really cool because you're learning and you're not being greedy, like you're saying. You're just like,
Yeah. Oh,
man,
but I
it's
started
different.
off. I started off extremely greedy, man. Let me just get that out there. I didn't start off like not greedy. I got in this for the same reason everybody else does. They look on YouTube, they see some dude making money so freaking easy, and you're like, I can do that. And yeah, man, I couldn't do it. Yeah. Long story short, I couldn't do it. Spoiler.
Yeah,
Until
there are
now.
people
Yeah.
there are people that I know from around my way, that they're like, oh, I learned on YouTube. I am actually making really good money. I don't need to work. I'm traveling. I'm doing this and that. And I'm like, that sounds like the life to live.
The sort of the freedom and the autonomy that this can provide for you, man. Like this is like I told you. I mean, we might get booted out of this session, but I'll just maybe just give you a little message on Instagram if that happens. But I I didn't really like. I don't like having a boss man at the end of the day. So now I'm allowed to sort of uh enjoy my sort of coaching experience with no pressure. I don't need to make the money, but it pays pretty well at the end of the day. So it's just an extra stream of income, and it's a little bit of value that I can create, and I get to be playing my favorite sport in the sun every day. So I've got zero complaints.
Like living the life.
That's it, man.
Hey,
That's it.
thank you so much for like going out of your way to like try to explain this to me.
You're very welcome, man. As much as value I want to give to you, I'm also doing this selfishly as well, man. So I mean I appreciate that, but yeah, this is just as much for me as it is for you, hopefully.
And can I like after I do my homework on like certain things that I'm gathering from what you told me, can I text you again? And then
Yes,
like,
mate. Hit me up whenever you want. Obviously, we can't do this every day, but if you, yeah, we can chop it up and kind of see where you've gone, and then later down the line, I don't mind giving you my exact market characteristics, but like I said, this is just step one of hopefully we got the concept across, and yeah, obviously there's a little bit of homework possibly for you to do just to make sure it all stays in there.
step one. All right. When do you want to do step two?
I'm not too sure just yet, but we'll keep the line open, and you just give me a message when you're sort of ready to go, when you're feeling like you're ready.
All right.
All
Thank you
right,
very
Sky.
much, man.
You take care, man. Have a good one.
You too. Take care.
Bye bye.